community. At the moment, she's offering yoga classes, and tonight we're going to know her story. We're going to know who is she, but as well, we are going to know how we can deal with difficult situations like right now, for example, with COVID, teaching ourselves to know how to use our breathing. Yes, guys, breathing is going to be one of the tools that is going to allow us to be more empowered because we got power within us, and Biomercy is going to teach us as well how to do that, and we're going to have the honor to know her. So, welcome, Biomercy. How are you today?
I'm so happy. Happy to be here, as I always say. Thank you very much for inviting me. Hello, everyone.
Awesome. So, Biomercy, please tell us about your story. Who is Biomercy? What she does, and just please.
Okay, well, first of all, yes, I'm Viomercy, but everyone calls me Vio, so I feel very comfortable with people knowing me by Vio. And who am I? I am. I like to say I am love, but no, I can call myself a yoga practitioner. I wouldn't say a yoga teacher because I believe you never stop learning. So I am a yoga practitioner. I studied yoga in India about 8 years ago. And since then, I have practiced yoga every single day of my life. And I can really, really tell you that it is fantastic. It just makes your life different. It's like if you see life through a glass, I call it the happy glass. So if we all have problems and difficult situations. You just get that a happy glass and just see life and through that, and it helps you a lot. I mean, obviously, I'm making it all very positive, but it does.
So tell us a bit more about your journey through India. What make you make that move? Because as far
Yes.
as I know, we've been talking behind the scenes that you've been for a month and a few weeks, right? And a week. What made you took that decision? What it was to say, okay, I will go to India for a month and
Yeah.
okay.
There is a long story there, but the first one was because I started practicing yoga a little bit longer than 8 years. But I guess it's the story that most people can tell you, especially here in Western society. When you just say, "Oh, I want to do yoga," I hear that yoga is amazing. So you just go to a yoga class as part of a gym classes, and suddenly I started this class, and I was very excited because I used to work out a lot, and I said I can do this. And it seemed very easy, but at the same time, I just realized that I injured my shoulder. So I injured my shoulder, and I said, okay, there is something here that is not right, but I don't know. So I spoke to someone, and they say, well, maybe you've been doing the asana, which is the posture, but not in the right position, or not the right position for your body. You know, when you go to these classes, you get certain instructions, but they're not like specific for you, and usually you get to a class where they're really advanced. So I injured my shoulder, and I said, I'm going to study this, but I never put it in my mind that I was going to become a teacher. In my mind, it was like, I just want to study this because I really want to do it properly, because I started reading books. It's not just the practicing the asanas and breathing exercises. It's also the philosophy behind that, and how you can see life better, how you move around more aware of your present time. And it's like I used to walk and just through the park, and I was just going quickly to work and crossing the park, and I never pay attention to that. So after I started reading and studying, it's just paying attention to every little thing that you find on your way to wherever you're going, even to the shop around the corner, and forgetting about the mobile. And they call it mindfulness here. Obviously, in Western society, we change the name all the time. So I decided I wanted to study yoga, and one of my favorite things to do also is traveling. So it was like my two favorite things at that moment, traveling and studying yoga. Why not? So I started doing my research, and yes, I went with a friend and I said, well, okay, we're going, let's go. And it was kind of like an adventure slash a lot of study and practicing, because it was a very short time to do the 200 hours for the yoga teacher training. It was
Wow.
amazing. I recommend it to everyone. India is amazing.
So what will be the big takeaway that India taught you? You know, it's like what do you
Yeah.
learn about India?
Yeah, well, many things. I love Indian food, by the way. I love Indian food, and it's amazing. The Indian food that you try here, believe me, is not the same as the one that you eat over there. I learned a lot about humility. Like people over there, they're really kind, and they're really willing to show you the temples, their cities, and they're very kind. And it seems to be that even though not everyone practices yoga, because people think that because it is in India, everyone practices yoga. That's not true. But it seems to be, I mean, when I say that, I mean like yoga asanas, yeah, like exercises. But in a way, I believe that many people, I think they're very connected. That's the word. They're very connected to the real I am. They know what is inside them. They know that this body is just temporary, and they know that there is something bigger. So they're connected with themselves. They're connected with the source, or God, or well, they have many gods in there, but that's what it really made me fall in love with these people, is how devoted they are to what they believe.
Wow, so it's a lot of faith, right? To
Yeah,
what
a
they
lot of faith, yes. Obviously, you see the places where you feel sad. India is a huge country, and yes, of course, there are a lot of people that seem to be living in precarious conditions. But I think that even though that, you should visit India, and I don't know, it just makes you more humble, and you start to see life in a different way for what life really is, and you start thinking about helping people and creating communities. It's all about communities.
Wow. So in that month, you discovered that India is moved by faith mainly, right? It's like they believe really strong in their ancestors,
Yes,
rituals. That's
yes.
wonderful. Um, Many people doesn't know that you are from Colombia, and this is why.
Venezuela.
Sorry, Venezuela. Is this because they
It's
are
okay,
close?
they're next to each other. Don't worry. I have many Colombian friends. And my
So
Venezuelan friends, they say that I speak with a Colombian accent. So,
that's what I always believe. But anyway, that's really good to clear by here. But anyway, Venezuela is a Latin country too, a bit of
yes.
mix with Caribbean, of course, as well. But now that you've been in Venezuela and you moved as well to live for a short time in India, do you notice any different or maybe similarity? What it was this contrast when you got there?
That's a good question. I guess, no, I would say they're similar, but not the same. But they're very happy people in India, and we Latin Americans are very happy. I'm going to talk about Venezuela for a moment. We're very happy people. We can live in really bad conditions, but we always find the joke to tell people around. We always find a way to make things a little bit better, even though, well, many people know that Venezuela is not in the right situation at the moment. And I think in India, you know what is funny, that when I went to Mumbai, you know, sometimes when you see the movies and they start dancing and singing, and believe me, that's no, that's not that far from the truth. They really like dancing and singing. They love it.
Wow.
And I think that's also as a Latin American woman, I love dancing. I mean, if someone is from South America or Central America and they say they don't like dancing, I just go, ooh. I must
Okay.
the odd ones.
That's amazing. So literally, I'm really surprised because look at it. To be honest, I'm planning to go next year, as we've been speaking as well behind the scene. And one of the
Yeah,
places I want to go next year will be India. But I'm so surprised that you got a really good experience there,
yeah,
but as well they change your perspective. So that's wonderful. I think India is one of the countries as well that it can teach you a lot. But
yeah,
coming back to your roots, Venezuela,
yeah, yeah.
because here is share your mindset. And many people think that sometimes it depends of the situation that you can have better opportunities or not. But you're coming for a place that the opportunities are not 100%. If that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
which mindset you been growing so far until now? What is the mindset that you got now and that you started when you been from Venezuela to all these stages?
Yeah, you mean when I decided to move to England, yeah, yeah, to the UK, and how did I find the process? Is that right? What you're asking me? Yeah. Well, first of all, I must say I came many many years ago, and I don't want to be political, so I need to say that. But I came even before. I'm going to have to say his name. I came to England before Chavez became the president of Venezuela. So what I'm trying to say with that is that at the time I left my country, the situation in Venezuela wasn't bad at all. I mean, there were, like with any Latin American country, there were, corruption and all the stuff that we can, I don't know, make a program of like 1,000 years old, and we can keep on talking about the corruption in South America. But that's not the point. What I'm trying to say is when I came here, just my dad and my mom, they just say to me and my sister, would you like to go and learn English? So it doesn't sound like the typical story of trying to find or make a better life. And I need to be honest about it. I came here when I finished university in Venezuela. As soon as I finished uni, I came here to learn English. And it was a totally different time. I'm not that young. I know I'm telling my age already. Anyways, when I came here, it was lovely. There weren't as many Latin Americans as there now. And obviously, there was like the Colombian community and Peruvian also. And I think the Ecuadorian was growing at that time, but not many Venezuelans. So it was very difficult for me because I never left my country before that. And at the beginning, it just took some time to adapt. And then when I decided to stay, yeah, it was hard. I mean, I used to do drama, like theater. And when I
Wow.
came here, I stopped doing one of the things I loved the most at that time, which was theater, because of the English, my accent. It was so difficult to find that opportunity here, because even though I was learning English, still I will never lose my accent, by the way. And it was more difficult at that time to carry on doing what I wanted to do. But in a way, it just worked out beautifully, because then I started doing all the things and meeting other people, and I used to work in arts, and yes, I used to love working. I worked in arts until last year, and then, well, basically because of the current situation, it stops. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a process to adapt to a new culture. And the weather, I will never get I will never get used to winter. I'm sorry. I think it's in my blood. I think I just suffer when it's winter. That's why but I love London. I wouldn't say I consider myself an English person, but I consider myself a Londoner. I love London.
Yes, I can tell because how many years you've been living in London then?
I've been here for 26 years.
Wow, my God, that's so good. So you know from the bottom to the end, from the
Yeah,
bottom to the top, right?
yeah, I
My
love
God.
it. Yeah.
But how often do you go to Venezuela back?
Well,
Or
last time I went to Venezuela, it was about 5 years ago. Yeah, I'm afraid it wasn't the same experience as when I traveled before that. I mean, you could see how Venezuela was deteriorating as the years passed by. In my city, I'm from the seaside, which I love. I miss the sea a lot, and yeah, my city is beautiful, but you can see how it was really deteriorating. Like you can see the buildings, the streets, and yeah, they have many issues in there, which is sad because as with any Latin American or any country, Venezuela is beautiful, beautiful. The seaside, I mean, Caribbean Sea
yes,
is
that's
great.
wonderful. Yeah, you go Caribbean Sea. Do you have Pacific as well, sea or no?
No, no, that would be Colombia. We have only the Caribbean, which is Atlantic. The
That's
Atlantic.
crazy. That's amazing. That's the beauty of Latin America as well because that's where because I got a friend as well from Margarita Island.
Oh, I love Margarita. I used
Yeah,
to work there.
real? He
Yes,
said,
it's like in front of my city. So basically, the ferry
ah,
they left from Puerto La Cruz, which is where I'm from. Yeah,
Puerto,
Puerto La Cruz.
Puerto La Cruz. Ah, mira, okay. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. But well, now that we know your story as well, that's as well really important for us because it's really just about as well to connect with you. And now coming back to
Yeah.
India, now we're talking about these difficult situations, especially, and probably you're one of the persons who can be showing us the path of using new tools, especially in those situations when even myself, sometimes I going to be in that mode of getting a bit of anxiety, or it may be overthinking, or it may be just because it's external situations that is coming to ourselves. So you've been talking to me about saying, Amir, I want to share, I want to empower people. I'm
Mhm.
telling them that it's possible to deal with situations like, for example, the breathing. So what would be this breathing technique that is so powerful about?
Yes, it is amazing because you just said about techniques and the power to change things, to make things better. And I want to say about I explained about breathing exercises is that you have all the tools. The tools are within you. The only thing is that you have forgotten how to use them because I believe we come with that knowledge, but then because of a belief system, like how we grow up and the schools, the family, the friends, and they change everything, and then you create a belief system and you forget. It's like I always say to my mama, I call her mama. It's like most of us Latin Americans, we come from like a Catholic background. I don't want to talk too much about religion. It's just a quick example. And I remember when I was a child and becoming a teenager, I used to think, well, the body is one thing and the spirit is something else. It's like they're separated, yeah? And this body, we are sinners, we are this, we are that. And then I understood, and that brings me to India. I understood that we are all like body, spirit, emotions, and our mind is all one. We are all one. So what I'm trying to say is that as soon as you forget that everything is one, then you kind of like don't have the control, or you tend to lose control of your emotions, and then that's why you can hear like many people having like mental problems and things like that. But there is a way to fix it. I'm not saying that having a mental issue like depression, for example, is just anything. I've been there in the past many years ago, and I know it's horrible. But what I'm trying to say is that you have all the tools within you. You just need to connect. And that brings me to pranayama. So pranayama is, I'm just going to explain it. If I just say it very quickly, pranayama is breathing exercises. Yeah. And prana, I'm going to just split the word. Prana means life force. Yeah, it's like that vital energy that comes from the universe. Yeah, and yama or ayama is like the techniques, the controlling your breathing. You see what I mean? So that breathing, let's just mention breathing. What's the first thing that you do when you just come to this word, when you just come out of the belly of your mama? Breathe. Yes, that's the first thing that you do. You just breathe. Yeah. So I always say to the people that practice yoga with me, I say, we can live without food for a long time. I'm not going to say how many days or weeks, but we can live without food. We can live without water for less time, less days. Yes. But we can only live without air, without breathing for like a few minutes. So this brings me to how important it is to breathe. Yes. And I always say to people too that we just breathe. We don't know how to breathe, basically. We don't use the full capacity of our lungs when we breathe. I guess if you're skydiving or something, not skydiving, if you dive in or you are in a surfer or something like that, you learn more techniques and you're more aware of your breathing, yes, and any other sport of exercises. But as a normal person, you hardly pay attention to how you're breathing unless you are in a fight or flight situation. And how you notice this fight or flight situation is when you are just in front of a very, very difficult situation. I don't know if you notice that you tend to breathe like really quick and hyperventilate, and this creates like a vicious circle. So if I start doing this and because I'm worried, I'm angry, and sad. Just imagine any situation. You do that very quickly, you're going to get dizzy. You're going to get dizzy at some point, and your heart is going to start beating faster and faster and faster and faster. So it's just it starts creating that vicious circle. And then I might get my hands numb. And then maybe I start seeing like my vision gets blurry. And then it becomes this horrible, because it's horrible to experience this horrible vicious circle. And then if I don't know how to break it quickly, I will have a panic attack. Like easy, like, and I'm saying it because I had it in the past. So, and then you have a panic attack, and then you start worrying because you say, oh, I might be having a heart attack. Oh, I might pass out. And then you lose control of your breathing. You lose control of your thoughts. You lose control of the whole situation. And then your body gets used to that. And then many people say, I don't know what happened. I was just in the middle of nowhere, just walking, not thinking, and suddenly I had a panic attack. But it's because your body has been triggered already. It's like a switch, like a light switch. Once you turn it on, it's not that easy to turn it off, turn it off. Yeah, I don't know if you know what I mean. It takes some practice. That's why there are many professionals working with people that are dealing with this kind of situation. And oh my God, thanks God for them, because they're amazing. I love the people that work with these kind of issues like mental health, anxiety, depression, and many more serious stuff that I don't want to talk about, because that's not my experience. I always talk about my experience, and also I'm not a doctor. So, but yeah, so with breathing exercises, what I learned, and that's why I'm saying panic attacks and anxiety, is because that happened to me. was I just realized that when I started studying yoga and we got to the pranayama, breathing exercises, it's not easy. I need to say it because I know if anyone is just watching us and they have this kind of situation, they're going to say to me, are you kidding me? It's not that easy. And I know it's not easy. But if you start practicing, you start breaking that vicious circle. You cut that vicious circle. And the best way to do it for me, in my case, was help, support from everyone, you know, my family and everything, but the breathing exercises. And me, like, trying to meditate, which is another topic, but meditating and breathing exercises really were like the two main things that really helped me. And even now when because we all have difficult situations. I mean, I wonder if anyone says no, I never have any problems. Oh, well done. But we all have difficult situations, even like running for the bus because you miss the bus and you just start hyperventilating and things like that, and you can control very easily these little or short situations and don't let them become like a bigger problem, especially nowadays. I mean, I always talk to my friends, my closest friends, about how people are doing in situations like we're living right now, where we are at home, and even though that I feel happy and I'm okay, sometimes I feel desperate. I just like, I want to see my friends, I want to see my family, I just want to travel and do something, and it can get you. So I wondered, people that are living on their own and people that having these kind of problems, you know, like anxiety, depression, and if they're not having it, but they started having it because of the situation. So I just set my mind that this is what I'm going to do. I want to help people to get through this time. And the best way is practicing together and me sharing my knowledge. Like I said, I'm still learning. I love learning.
That's beautiful. So this pranayama, I heard that before, but I didn't know the meaning. So it's the controlling the life force.
Yes, so basically, there are different types of prana. So the life force, you know, is the air. Yeah, we can call it air, but it's life force. And how you get it in your body? By eating. And that brings me to another topic, but I'm sure you're very good at the whole part of food. But what kind of food you're eating, that's one kind of prana that you get to your body too, okay? That's not pranayama, but I just wanted to make sure that people know that that is something else that you get in your body, which is food. And that's why we always recommend I wouldn't say like totally plant-based diet, but I would say try to eat a lot of vegetables if it makes sense, like things that, because prana, I'm just going to give you an example. If we don't breathe, yeah, we die. We become a dead body. I'm sorry to be that dark. Sorry, it just sounds horrible. But it's a body without prana, without air. Yes, you stop breathing. That's it. So it's the same when you basically eat an animal. Is a dead body. You see what I mean? So I'm not saying that you shouldn't eat meat. I think yoga is about not judging. So I don't judge anyone. And I have many friends. Most of my friends eat meat. But what I'm trying to say, maybe increase your vegetables intake. I don't know if it makes sense what I'm saying. I just don't want to offend anyone and anyone to think that I'm judging. But this is what I tell people around me, because you will see that your life, and in this case, your body is going to change when you consume more vegetables and fruits and beans. Like, oh, I love chickpeas. They're my favorite. And these kind of food, you will feel the difference. So that's one kind of prana, which I'm sure you know more about it. Basically, the other one is the air that we breathe, inhale and exhale. And obviously, I'm just going to make it easy. Inside our body, we have points of energy. We are all energy, just in case, and you can verify that with physics and quantum physics, and that explains that we are all energy. It's been proven. Yeah, we have energy. We have an electromagnetic field around us because we are electricity, basically. So we have we have this we call chakras. It's a chakra system with these points of energy system, and they're the main 7 ones. Yeah, they're in the middle from the base of our spine. Now, what happened? That there are many more chakras, like points of energy. They're tiny in our feet, in our hands, in our arms, and everywhere. And then there are these channels. Yeah, channels of energy. So basically, it's how the energy moves from one point to another, and we call them nadis. Yes, and these nadis sometimes can get blocked, and they can get blocked because you're not exercising. You got a very sedentary life where you're just in front of a computer, go eat, take a shower, go to bed. So you're not moving a lot, you're not exercising, so the channels can get blocked. The channels can also get blocked if you don't know how to process your emotions, which is very funny because sometimes it can affect each other. Sometimes emotions affect the channels, the nadis, and sometimes the nadis being blocked can affect your emotions. So it can go both ways. So the idea when you practice pranayama, your breathing exercises, is to, first of all, stay in the present, because when you are in the present, you don't worry at all. You see, if I'm here, I'm talking to you, I'm not thinking about what happened about an hour ago when I was coming home, or what I'm going to do after I finish talking to you, because my attention is totally this very moment, talking to you, explaining everything. But I'm afraid that that's not what happens all the time to many people. Sometimes they're just in the computer doing it, I don't know, whatever they're doing, and they're just thinking, oh, this person, this, that, or I need to do this, I need to do that. You're letting your mind control you. So what happens with pranayama is that you take back control, because it's your mind, it's your body. I'm saying it's like your temple. Your body is your temple here on earth. This is how we can stay on earth, because we have this body. So it's yours. So you have the power to control it, but you have to believe it, and you have to practice a lot of meditation or prayer, because prayer is good, and breathing. You focus on your breathing, and I assure you that you won't be thinking about anything else, because your attention is here. So once you connect to your breathing with whatever technique that you're using, then you are more relaxed to take decisions in the future. That's why sometimes people say, let's do this and this and that, and I just go, okay, I'm gonna think about it. And for me, it's just go and meditate. Go to the yoga mat, sit down and meditate. And I think that's the main. I mean, we can talk forever about what breathing exercises, pranayama, they do to you. Before we finish at the end, I just want to do a quick exercise, the most simple one, because there are many, yes. And you can find breathing exercises to lose weight, whether you believe it or no, to accelerate your metabolism, because you create acne. Acne is like heat, yes. And they're breathing exercises to focus, they're breathing exercises to make you more sleepy, ready for bed, breathing exercises to energize you, and breathing exercises only to calm you down. You know, those like crash, I call it crash breathing exercises that you need to do very quickly to,
Wow.
yeah.
So what
It's
will be the
another
what?
world.
How? I'm really surprised. Okay, I know that you've been for how long you've been doing all this type of learning? How many
Yeah,
years?
yeah, 8 years. I've been like
Really?
learning all about yoga and the philosophy of yoga. I don't consider myself a yogi, and that's important that I say it because that's a
What's the
big.
difference?
My God, a yogi for me is really what they call like a sage. They call it is someone that's got an amazing wisdom. Is that divine wisdom, and I feel like I'm still on my journey. I haven't gotten there one day. No, I'm learning. I know for sure that I'm still learning. But funny enough, this last year, since the beginning of the current situation we're living, my life totally changed because I was doing yoga for myself and I was teaching only to people I knew and for fun, just as a hobby, yeah. And I lost my job. Obviously, I work in arts, and our venue closed last March, and it hasn't opened ever since. And even though I used to love my job, like big time, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change what I got now and go back to that. And oh gosh, if they're listening to me, I love you all. And I miss my colleagues. They're my friends, and I love them. And I miss the venue and the events and everything. But what I'm doing right now fulfills me in a totally different way. I feel like I really am helping people, and that makes me feel great. I love when the people that meditate with me, they just call me and say, Vio, this is happening, or that other thing happened. And it's not that I give advice, because I wouldn't ever give advice. I think it's more about listening to them and trying to do things with them, like let's meditate, and let's do some breathing exercises, or simply let's just talk whatever you want to talk about, but let's take your mind off it. And I think they're learning a lot with the meditations, and I think they're starting to get the magic of it, like how important it is to connect with yourself.
That's amazing. So how did you embrace this difficult situation in March? Because that's really hard, like realize that you lose your job, one
Yeah.
that you really enjoy, and then
Hmm.
you realize and you are in the middle of nothing. How do you embrace that?
Yeah, no, gosh, I always say thank you to God, because I think in a way, and my superior self, we all have a superior self, because in a way, I've been lucky, and now when I say lucky, it's just to give it a name, yeah, but it's not the word, it's not the right word. When everything started, they put us, everyone at home. We were on furlough for like many months. During that time, I started to develop the yoga classes, the meditation classes. I had more time to write. I love writing. So I might just publish a book about meditations, all the meditations
Please.
I've done so far, yes. And because I write all my meditations, I meditate, then I have these ideas of guided meditations, and then I start writing them. And then I also, well, I think I mentioned it to you, I have the meditations and platforms that people can listen to. So I started doing all this, and obviously we were on furlough, which it was okay, I mean. And then in October, they basically got rid of gosh, 400 people. I think only 100 something stay. And I'm not going to lie to you, there was a lot of anger, frustration, sadness. It was such a mix of emotions. I was angry. I was like, oh, I can't believe it. And I just took it like personal against certain people, like certain managers. I was a duty manager, but obviously I had on top of my duty manager and head of department, and I just took it against them, and I said, oh, well, I'm not going to go into details. And what I'm trying to say is I wasn't a yogi at that time. I was so angry and I cried. You know, when you have all those emotions mixed that you don't know what to do. And I remember that I just went to bed, tried to sleep. And then I remember, okay, Vio, you've been doing all this. And you always say, because I always said it, I think I've been saying it for like about 5 or 6 years, that I wanted to just dedicate myself to yoga and meditation. And I'm studying Reiki. I did Reiki now, level 1. So I was like, I'm remembering, and it was like having this encounter with yourself, like a heart to heart. This is what you wanted. You got it. And then I kept on saying, but how? How am I going to provide for myself, for my family? How am I going to do this? And then it's not that like many people think, and I'm very like happy for the people that hear the voices, or the angel comes in front of you and say, don't worry. No, I didn't have that. I had the meditation and that feeling, that peace. It was peace where it's like someone is telling you, do you have food? And I would say yes. Do you have a house where to live? Yes. Do you own any money? No. Do you owe, any money? Like, are you in debt? No. Are you okay right now? Yes. Why are you worrying?
Wow, so powerful, eh?
I was like, oh, it was like, yes, why am I worrying? So yeah, I mean, I don't know if many people that are watching us, and especially you and me, believe in angels and guardian angels, but I'm assuming that my guardian angels were like, oh my God, shall we just leave her on her own? Because I kept on questioning it, and every time I meditated, the same questions came. Do you have food? Do you have a house? Are you okay? Is everyone okay? And it was like, yes, 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 yes. And I said, okay, this is it.
I got a question regards to the meditation. How do you get those questions? I mean, like, how do you get those answers, or how did that happen during the meditation?
This is what I'm trying to say, because I know that many people they say, I saw an angel, or I had this voice coming to me, and I believe it, and that's good, but I didn't have that. I just... It's like, and this brings me to another point. It's like connecting to your heart. That's it. It's that simple. It's your heart, and just forget about your mind. Because I think nowadays we are in a society where mind controls the heart, when in reality there should be a heart coherence between your heart and your mind. The main problems with all of us humans is that we think too much and we don't have the right thoughts. We don't have the right ones because we lose control of them. It's like this book I read, which is very good.
Which one?
It was like...
The Power of Now.
No. This is not spiritual, actually. This is about emotional intelligence. I can't remember the name. He's very famous.
Master Your Emotions?
I think it's emotional intelligence, and it's by, I can remember, it's a red book with a bit of white. If I find out, I'll send it to you. So I read that book and it's amazing. Yes, it sounds very factual when you read it, but it is that. It's not controlling. I wouldn't say controlling emotions. It's channeling them. Like you can be angry, it's normal. Doesn't that makes you human? I mean, that makes you human. It's like people say, no, you can't get angry. Oh, you don't have control over your emotions because you get angry or because you get sad. No, it's not like that. You can feel. If you stop feeling, you just become a, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what you become if you stop feeling. Those emotions is more about, okay, I'm angry, but I can create with this anger. I can take decisions, not crazy decisions, please, please. It's like decisions that will help me create. Like I lost my job and I am super angry. But then at the same time, I sat down, meditated, and then I started writing more meditations. And then these ideas kept on flowing about let's do this class and let's do that and let's do, and then it all just came like a puzzle just coming together. And
Wow.
and I was angry. So it's channeling your emotions and
To do something good, right?
yeah,
To do
yeah.
something that is going to contribute.
Yes, but it takes practice. So I know that many people would be watching and saying, "Oh, like if that easy." It's like a friend of mine say, because we're going to do a podcast about quantum physics and sacred geometry and a lot of like weird stuff that I know weird but good, very exciting. And we're going to start doing this podcast. And he's just telling me, "Oh, it's all about letting people know that they need to break with their belief system." And I was like, "Wow, you're talking about change your belief system. We're talking about what you learned since you were a little boy. That's not that easy, but it can be achieved. It just takes time, meditation."
That's amazing. Please do let us know when this podcast is going to be as well available because
Yeah, it's
we're
gonna
really
be
looking forward.
a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely. But now, going through this amazing, it's a really good talking what you're saying to us.
Mm.
What will be how do you spend usually your times? Like, for example, how often do you meditate? Which type of meditation do you do? Especially you. It's not something that you would recommend. What is working for you?
Yeah. Okay. First thing first. I know many people are going to say I can't concentrate when I meditate, and because that's what I get all the time. And please, 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 I just want to let you know that that's normal, and it's not about putting your mind in blank and not thinking. It's recognizing your thoughts and saying, okay, I recognize you, I let you go and concentrating in this very moment, my breathing or whatever, it is a guided meditation. Now, it takes practice, first of all, but it's all about anything. You know that, Emir. It's like exercise. It's starting like a program, an exercise program. It might be at the beginning, you are excited and everything. Not you, but your people. I'm sure you have seen it. And then on the third day, you say, "Oh, where is Viomercy? She was so excited about this, and then she's not here anymore." And it's that keeping that consistency, yeah, on what you start. And is I like your the name is a mindset, yeah. Mindset, yes, exactly. It's about changing your thoughts. Yeah, it's about how can I say, breaking vicious circles. Yes, it's about you controlling your thoughts and your thoughts not controlling you, which brings me to what I do. You can start every morning as soon as you wake up, and you don't need to do 1, 2, 3 hours meditation. Just start with 3 minutes breathing exercises. I just wake up, because that's the other thing. Many people just put the alarm, and when that is off, they just jump out of the bed and run to the shower, take the shower, maybe have breakfast, maybe no, and that's it. The shock your body receives by just waking up and jumping out of bed is massive. You were at rest and suddenly you just start running, basically. I'm saying that because I used to do that. So just put your alarm clock 5 minutes before, just five. And then sit down on your bed slowly. And then when you sit down, you just said, okay, I'm just going to focus on my breath. You close your eyes. And I like this technique where you can do it bigger, but you focus on the sides of your nose, yeah, and then the center of your upper lip. So it's like if you're doing an inverted triangle in between your nose and your lips, yeah, it's an inverted triangle. And you focus on that little area here. And then all your attention is just in that area. Yeah, and then first of all, you're not doing anything. You just breathe in. And then you start breathing deeper. And that's when you start controlling your breath. You just count to 4. I always say start to counting to 4. And then you just go 1, 2, 3, 4. You hold it for just a little bit, and then you let it go for a double the count. Usually the exhalation is longer. So you count 8, 7, and then so on until you get to 1. And then you do it again. If you do it 3 times, like the breathing exercise, 3 times, and then you open your eyes and just start doing whatever you need to do. That's enough to start with. And you do the same before you go to bed. You just sit down on your bed and do the same exercise. Obviously, there are more exercises. This is the most simple exercise to practice when you begin with pranayama. I don't know what you think. I was going to say something else, but then I thought, okay, that's more. I would say more difficult. Not difficult, but there are more technical breathing exercises. And for other exercises, like the one I say that accelerates your metabolism, is called Kapalabhati. This Kapalabhati exercise, basically, I usually ask people to put your hands on your stomach, on your up, and then basically you exhale everything, and it's like if your abs like goes to your spine, so you contract all your muscles. I don't know if you can see me. So you contract all your muscles. That's why I use the hands, and then you breathe in like really deeply. Your abs, your cavity here expands, and then you start breathing in and out. And it's so quick that you start sweating. You create, they call it acne. You create heat. You create that heat, and it helps to change the metabolism. It's very powerful breathing exercise. But I wouldn't recommend that one for anyone that is starting.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
Can you please show us, because mainly what I got, been working the last 7 years as a fitness professional, most of the time people come to me with 2 things. One, they lack of energy.
Yeah.
And the other one is going to be that they are too stressed. They are too wired. So especially in regards to yoga, not yoga, but to mental health, to well-being. So what will be the best technique to increase your energy with breathing?
Yeah, for the increasing energy, obviously Kapalabhati is one of them. But as I said, that is, I think after you practice, the simple one I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to take off my glasses because it's we have, it's very simple, but we have our right nostril and our left nostril. Yes, the right nostril is the solar, let's say the solar energy is a male energy, and the left nostril, it would be the feminine energy, the most calm energy, and this one is like let's say to energize you. Yeah, that's it. That's the word, to energize you. So what I would recommend, obviously you can do the combined one because we never breathe the same for both nostrils. It's always one that is more open than the other. But you're just going to close your left nostril And then you're going to exhale first. You exhale, exhale, exhale. You're going to breathe only for the through the right one. And then you're going to breathe in 1. I'm not going to do it with you because if not, I'm going to talk funny. But you breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. You hold your breath in your lungs. And then you breathe out 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You breathe in again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath a little bit longer. And then breathe out 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you do it one more time. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. And then hold it. Hold it. And then breathe out 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I promise you, you do this without breathing through the left and you will feel with more energy. And that's a quick fix. That's a quick fix. Yes. Just practice it. If you're in the office or wherever you are, just practice that breathing and I assure you that is going to help you a lot.
So just to correct me, so you just need to make sure that you need to block the left and
the left one, yes. Because the left one, like I said, let's say someone that suffers from insomnia. Let's say it's someone, I can't fall asleep, I don't know why. In this case, you close the right one and you breathe through the left one and go to bed. Yes, it's really, they call it Surya Pranayama, this side. And this side Chandra, they call it like solar breathing and lunar breathing. Yes, it's amazing. Yeah,
that's so beautiful.
Yeah. And the other one, I wanted to tell you the other one because I know everyone will need this one, and it's amazing. You said like they want to calm down. Yeah, you said.
Yes.
And this is my favorite. Obviously, there are many more, but I'm going to tell you. We call it the oceanic breathing, which is basically in Sanskrit is called Ujjayi. So it's like, for example, I always practice this. I don't know if you when you were little, you used to do it, but I used to love playing with mirrors. And I used to love like going close to the mirror and breathing and then just breathing out and getting the mirror foggy. I used to love that. So we have a bulb in here that is called glottis that we use it a lot when we eat, when we swallow the food. So this bulb just close and open, yeah? So when you make that sound, it's like you're semi-opening it. So if you do that one, the same sound, exactly the same, but without opening your mouth, just breathing through the nose and exhaling through the nose, you make that sound like... And then you breathing again. And then again. And just that sound will calm your mind too. Is that sound? That's why we call it oceanic. Is that like the sound of the waves, like, but with your mouth closed.
You know what is this sound remind me to my mom when she was angry and she was like, you know, like, okay, and she was. Okay, you will see. Okay, but this is more like gently one, right? So it's like
yeah. You can do it strong. Sometimes I just do it strong because I need it. I just go because sometimes I'm just breathing too fast because of whatever reason. I just go. And this exercise, this breathing is the one that we use the most when you do your yoga practices. Like with the asanas, we use a lot this one. It's called, I would say, oceanic breathing, or some people call it victorious victorious, like breathing, and in Sanskrit it's called Ujjayi. Yeah.
That's
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. It just makes me, I don't know, it just makes me relax. So that's why I wanted to tell you, all of you, about that one, because it really works for me. It really,
is
really.
literally is the best gift that you ever give us, because I think those two practical
Yeah.
breathing techniques are going to bring so much empowerment to the persons who are going to watch us, but as well to myself. So I really appreciate as well your knowledge. Just to tell me, I don't know if you want to say
I
something.
just wanted to say one more that it really helps me also, which is nothing. Well, they do it. They do it in yoga, but it's called humming. So it's making sounds, vibrations, and so basically, and that one is also can help you when you have difficult situations or difficult, moments. It's like you don't need to do ohms. You don't need, obviously, if you want to do ohms, you can do ohms, but you can just walk around. If you just walk in the park and or something, you just go. And it's like you're singing, but you're working with your breath also. It's like, and you can just do it with your favorite song, and you're creating vibration, plus you're working with your breath, and that is amazing. That's, you do that, and then walk in the park, and you'll be happy. Honestly,
Wow,
the
that's
best.
another amazing tip, because that's what I'm going to practice. Because usually in the mornings I go and I put my favorite playlist. I
Mhm.
usually sing that, but I will try to just make the sounds to
Yeah.
work the
I
vibrations,
mean,
right?
thinking,
Wow.
thinking is good, but when you hum, if you do this, can you feel the vibration?
I think
So
so.
you change, by doing that,
Oh
you
yeah.
change the frequency. Let's say you're vibrating low, your vibration is low because you're worried or you're sad or you're in fear. I mean, many people are really afraid because of the whole situation. And if you're in fear, especially, just vibrate, like go. And whatever, don't, I know many people are not, oh, I don't like doing ohms or things like that. So just open to something else. Just do it with your favorite song, or just make up your own melody and just go. I love doing that.
Wow, that's so beautiful. So thank you very much for all these amazing tools.
No, thank you. I really hope it works. I actually, I'm not going to say I hope, because that's not the right word. I'm sure it's going to work. Just practice it,
Yes.
and discover who you really are. I always say, discover who you really are, because you're
Yes.
more amazing and special than you can imagine. Everyone, I'm talking to everyone. Like you're so special. You just forgotten about it.
So that would be the message that you will say to people. What it will be the word or phrase
Mhm.
that it will help people to empower themselves. Is that word maybe that you were saying?
Yeah, no. Well, I just said that you're very special. You need to remember how special you are. You are light. Like, yes, you are light. It's just like this body is good. We need to take care of it, because it's I call it temple, and some of my friends call it capsule, our capsule, whatever way you want to call it. That's how you are here. But you're more than this body, and you need to take care of it. But you're very special, very, very, very special. And I think if each of us take this time, because when there are critical times is when the real us can arise, and we can see through the glass, the magic glass, or we can just get rid of the glass that we were seeing the world through, and forget about, I don't know, so many things that I really don't want to talk too much about it, because I know that's a very long topic, but it's like, let's try to remember who we are and forget about what people tell us who we are. You No one can tell you who you are. No one can tell you who you are. You know who you are.
Wow.
It's that's the problem. I always say it to my guys. I have kids. Well, they're big now, and I say no one can tell you that you're not good for this, that you're not good for that. No one can tell you that. Yes, only you know who you really are.
That's so beautiful what you said. I really
Yeah.
tell me.
Yeah, it's like we grew up listening to the teacher saying, "Oh, you're good for this, and you're not good for this," and then you just hear another person saying, "Oh, you should do this because you're not into that," and we listen to them. And why are we listening to them? I just say no. Just connect with yourself, and if you really, really want to listen to someone that wants to help you, well, find someone who is professional. But don't just listen to people telling you you can't do this or you can't do that, because it's not like that. You can do anything you want.
That's totally true.
It's what I believe, actually. You just need to set mindset. You just need to set your heart and your mind into it, and you would do it. You would do it.
Yeah, and I have the proof of it, and probably you as well, because many people haven't believed that I will make it, or and right now where I am. Many people say, "Oh, what you're doing? Why you supposed to do that? Do something else, blah blah blah." But I say, no. As long as I'm believing myself, that's the important thing.
And,
But that's totally true.
and I can see you, and that's why I'm here, because I can see your passion about what you do, and that makes me believe that this is happening, that it's you, and then there are going to be more people into it and bringing communities together. For you is all the nutrition, is the exercises and all that, and maybe for me it's yoga and breathing exercises, and then we create communities, and we become these proper humans again, where we help each other and forget about competing, because this is the problem that we grew up since we went to school. You need to be the best one in the class. Oh, that my friend, I don't know, had 20 in the exam. We say 20 in Venezuela. I don't know how they
In
score it.
Peru too.
Yeah, and I had 19. Oh, no, 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 no. You have to have 21, even if it doesn't exist in the scoring. So, and that's my point. We grew up with this competition, and also like saying, oh, is the law of the, how you call it? I'm trying to remember in English. Sobrevive el más fuerte.
Okay, the stronger is the one who is going to survive.
Yes, it's only no. It is true. The stronger is the one that is going to survive. But if the stronger helps the most vulnerable, we all can survive.
And that's the one. Yeah, I'm
That's
totally
my
agree with you.
point. That's what I've been saying. Like, communities is the new energy. Communities helping each other. Forget about competition. What do you do? How can I help you? I make candles too, soy candles, and I have friends that make candles. And oh, why don't you make this like that or this? I don't care. I know, you know how many people in the world can buy candles. I'm not going to compete with my friends. It's silly. It's silly. I think we need it's changing what your name, the mindset, and working with your heart. Mind, heart, and mind. Heart coherence. Heart coherence.
That's totally true.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you for all your wisdom and for being so passionate
Thank
about everything that
you.
you said. Because you try to feel, and I'm really grateful that I got tools right now that I will use it from tonight. As soon as we're going to finish here, we'll go to bed and we'll practice that breathing technique as well. And
Yeah.
thank
Three
you for
minutes.
totally happy.
Yeah.
Looking forward to see that podcast too. And as well, I will put all the details there so they can find you because it's many people who may be interested in working with their a body, especially with yoga, as been learning as well and reading a book.
Mhm.
Regards to that, he's telling that it's one of the ancient one, but as well is really good for your health and well-being as well. As long as you're going to be active, that's my priority. Yes, so Viomercy Mago
Mhm.
got a type of style. which I'm really happy. And I've been trying it as well because she's been collaborating with me. So I know it's
Yes,
so
yes. We're gonna. I'm sure I have also other plans. I wake up every day with so many ideas about how to help people. So I'm sure that I'm gonna be texting you. Okay, are you willing to do this and this and that? And I'm sure we can work together. And we're adapting
absolutely.
to the internet. Yeah, we're adapting to like doing everything online, and it works. It works.
Exactly, because now we can reach more people, and that's the important thing. But anyway, probably, hopefully, in another time we can have you to speak more about maybe meditation more indeed,
Yeah,
maybe something else that you can empower people. But at the moment, I think that's so valuable what we got right now, in
yeah.
such a short period of time. But thank you one more time.
No, thank you for
And
inviting me. I really enjoyed the conversation. You made it so easy. So thank you, Amir. Really, really, really appreciate it so much. And yes, I'll be seeing you, all of you who are watching us very soon. And yeah, keep on just working on that body too.
so yes, guys, thank you very much for this amazing time as well for you watching this video anytime, any day. So remember, here we are just to serve you, just to share our mindset, our journey, our experience, and just trying to give you what is being working for us to empower yourself, okay? Because we believe that we got power within us, and it's our duty as well to share that journey with you, okay? So you can as well make your journey, and you can use yourself and be a tool for the community because we need you. Okay, the more people we're going to have using their gifts and tools, the better is going to be the society and the community. So it's time to be awake and use your gifts as well, same like us. See you later. Perfect. Ya hemos acabado el Facebook.
Ajá, ya, listo. Ay, no, pero súper lindo, gracias, Emir. La verdad que disfruté la conversación muchísimo. De verdad que
Yo
no me
también, de
imaginé
verdad,
que
es
me iba a
que
divertir tanto.
ha fluido bien. Es que la verdad es que eres una caja de sorpresas con tanto conocimiento que puedes tener, Dios mío.
No, y tienes que ver este podcast. Yo no sé si tú vas a decir la biomercista loca, pero tienes que ver este podcast. Va a quedar bueno porque estamos hablando de física cuántica y geometría sagrada. Es,
A mí me
es
gustaría
una
mucho.
locura, sí, ¿no? Y la verdad es que yo, lo que dije es verdad, o sea, mi vida cambió totalmente desde que empezó la cuarentena y la verdad que no quiero regresar
Yo
antes.
también estoy asustado porque yo todavía quiero tener un poco más de tiempo de lockdown para poder hacer algunas cosas que quiero hacer y si es que volvemos al 100% no sé cómo se va a poder controlar tanto tiempo libre porque
Sí.
te,
Bueno,
te ha
pero
caído
tranquilo,
bastante.
lo importante es eso, mira, lo que yo te dije de cada vez que meditaba y me decía, tienes esto, tienes, y yo, sí, sí, sí. Simplemente conéctate en meditación y habla, sabes que nosotros tenemos un yo superior, que eres tú mismo, pero es superior. Habla con tu yo superior, dile, mira, esto es lo que quiero y la pasión que tú sientes y el corazón más que todo te va a salir así tal cual y vas a sentir las guías y no necesariamente, como te digo, es un ángel que te habla. Algunas veces vas a ver números que se repiten, plumas y esas son señales que te están diciendo, you are on the right track. O sea, you are on the
Eso
right
es,
track.
sí, sí,
Sí.
sí. Eso es lo
Uh-huh.
que estoy haciendo. Estoy trabajando bastante en mi fisiología también. En las mañanas siempre digo, soy un guerrero bueno, me he llamado millones de veces.
Afirmaciones, afirmaciones.
Sí,
Uh-huh.
pero lo hago con mi cuerpo, lo siento y hablo y lo
Uh-huh.
digo y digo, I know, feel, hear, and even smell that my mission of life is to bring the best out of myself and others. And I say that, and I say that. Y
Yeah.
entonces ahí le digo, Universe, God, angels, please, I claim this to my life, so please, I deserve that. And I
That's the
like
way, that's the way. Reclamar